So anyways, we watch a movie. We're making pizzas. The kid.
Oh, I thought we were just gonna be playing games all day.
Well, we decided 15 minutes to watch a movie.
See what a liar he is.
I'm not going to go. Guys, we just found out we just figured out we're gonna watch a movie. You've got to come over to see X.
Well, you made pizza too.
While we were playing Magic, can I?
And then there was X.
So, I say what a day.
Like you won the lottery?
No. I'm hot. I'm hot right now.
You're mad.
No, just tired. I'm tired and agitated.
Irritated.
Yeah.
Me too.
Are you irritated or agitated? Are you living a blessed life?
I've been pretty freaking zen recently,
Yeah.
but the smallest thing could throw me out of whack.
Like getting your cable turned off.
Internet, but yeah, I don't
so,
have cable. It's even
my
worse.
mother has been gallivanting around Italy. And I've been house sitting. And this may, this could get filed under Don't Go Places, I'm not sure. But it's really just about how beautiful the comfort of your own home is.
Your apartment, not your mother's house.
Yes.
It's cooler with internet, but I hear you.
Yeah. First off,
I can't work my lights, my thermostat. I have to get up now. I'm sorry.
I'm
this is about you.
I'm gonna be going for a while. So this is another podcast show. Hi, welcome, Dylan, Nick, Pat. First, I want to start off by saying, you guys know that I'm a cat person, and I've lamented dog people in many, many episodes. We've talked about the differences between dog people and people with dogs. Dogs are, at this point in my life, too much. Can't do the walks and the picking up of the shit and the neediness and the jovial. It's just too much.
Too much
right now. Do you walk your dogs?
No. We have a yard that they play in there. Small dogs. They run around.
Okay, so I wanted to ask you about this because do you feel any guilt not walking the dogs?
Yeah.
You should.
You should walk the dogs. I think that's why all their teeth fall out and their tongue hangs out at the side of their mouth.
Well, that was Winnie. She's gone.
Okay.
I've grown to love the zombie dogs that you have, and I use zombie in a completely different context than we talk about the people that litter our streets. But
these are actual like Last of Us.
This is treading in dangerous territory because I used to get fired up when Dylan would criticize Chewy, but I think there might be a correlation with your dog's weight and not being walked.
Yeah, you're right.
What do you mean?
Well, Jackie's fat.
Super fat. She's a barrel.
He's a dude, and he is a barrel.
He's a barrel, yeah.
Yeah, I feel guilty. I've hit up a couple people, so it's lazily. I have not been proactive in trying to find a dog walker. I can afford it.
Would you walk them?
I don't have time.
Now here's the question, right? Because you definitely do, but the time that you have is valuable. The free time, if you can call it free, hanging out, Pinot, Seeking Sister Wives, reality television that isn't what we're paid to watch.
Hold on. How much do you know of my schedule?
I used to walk Chewy, and I actually would, when I worked from home, I do work from home, and I would walk him, and I actually love those moments as breaks. I would also plan it. I'd use it as like my personal listen to podcast time, but I would always make one walk of the day just for me and Chewy. I wouldn't bring his phone. We'd kind of talk.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's not dead. I just don't have him anymore.
No.
In case anybody, I keep talking about him in past tense.
Well, they haven't seen him in like 8 shows, dude.
I know.
So, been staying at my mother's house while she's in Italy, gallivanting around. They were going to go to the Amalfi Coast. A storm hit the island. They were going to be rained and winded in for 4 or 5 days. So, they decided to come home early.
What?
Yeah. You don't need to pry into Jewish neuroses. You just don't understand it.
Go to Rome.
And I know you're struggling to get on the coast with this. Can I use this segue as a plug. The Amalfi Coast, there's a restaurant downtown called Amalfi.
There's a bunch of restaurants called Amalfi.
Oh, well, one is owned by Mark Garagos.
Oh, nice.
And I actually think it might be closed now. But Mark Garagos also owns the V Hotel Palm Springs.
Oh, wow.
Where we're going to be doing a live show October 8th.
At 8:30 p.m. poolside. Get your tickets at CorollaDrinks.com. And come hang out with us. Old Patty's going to be hanging out at the V, drinking at the bar.
Plugging in XLRs.
I'll tell you what. You show up at the bar, tap Patty on the shoulder. I'll buy you a fucking margarita.
If he's finished with all the tech.
Right.
We are.
So
Teamwork makes the dream work.
yeah. So they're coming home. Couldn't be happier because I can't not have stasis in my life right now. I'm too bad at my life as it is to be plopped into a new environment, to have to care for other things, to sleep in a bed that is not mine, to have the sun hit me in different ways. I can't do it right now. And listen, of course, anytime my family will ask me to do something, I will make the sacrifice of living at a multi-million-dollar home in Studio City. I can
How
do
are you
it.
able to do it, though?
I can do it. But man, is it taxing.
Was there any consideration of bringing the dog to your house where
No,
you feel more
because-
comfortable and
you can't
the
do that
sun
to a
hits
dog.
you
No,
at?
We couldn't displace the animals, and they're too aggressive with the cat. So, anyways,
That would annoy me too, Dylan. I wouldn't like house sitting. You're taking me out of my comfort zone, and I'm opening up the fridge and get into the peanut butter in there, and it's fucking got mold. Like, what is it? I don't know my environment. I'm not familiar.
Imagine if you couldn't get on Wi-Fi.
Oh man.
the Wi-Fi there is just so slow, and I have so many big files to upload, and it's just taxing.
I haven't even thought about the uploads.
Is that what you were bitching about? I got bigger things to bitch about.
No.
He's getting there.
So maybe
We're building tension though.
Maybe
I really like
I'll
it.
get there. Maybe. I gotta walk these goddamn dogs all the time, and it's fine.
It's two dogs?
It's fine. It's two dogs. They're very, very different. One is a beautiful, beautiful animal who I love with all my heart, but he is not great with other dogs, and you encounter these dog people out in the wild when you walk animals, and and I'm not a dog person. I don't get on with these people who are often
Happy?
Yeah, but to a fault. Their heads are in the clouds. They're walking their dog. They're getting their vitamin D and their dopamine, and it's just not jiving with me, and it's not jiving with the dog either. But it didn't start out great. Night one, I told you guys off mic, we had that dinner with the elderly couple, but off mic I did speak to you about it was kind of a stressful evening. A lot of work. Me and Patrick were on a stressful call about some things that are going on.
Maybe we'll talk about it someday.
Yeah, we'll talk about it someday. And
We have to. It's been quite the entertainment for old Nicky.
oh yeah. So stressful evening, leave the house, leave the charcuterie board on the table. Dog eats, I don't know, 4.5 wheels of cheese, half a loaf of bread, a couple grapes. We're at the emergency room till 2 o'clock.
Well, point out, I didn't know that grapes poison dogs.
Yeah, so grapes are kind of like shishito peppers of toxicity. Like 1 in 10. 1 out of 10 is extremely toxic, and then if a dog eats too many, they could have acute kidney failure. Anyways, probably wasn't going to happen. $1,000 short, and a couple hours later, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and I have to wake up at 6 to get on the 405 and drive to Culver City. It's just a different, the whole thing, the routine is just completely different.
How is it at 6?
How is the
405?
I don't leave.
Oh yeah,
I'm not on the road. I have to walk the animals. I have to go through a new routine. I sound like such a petulant child.
Let me help you out.
Yes,
here.
please, God help me.
I've been on a fucking tear lately, Dylan. We'll go back to you, but I just want to let you know that I'm feeling the same things you are. But do you ever think and I try and do this when I'm pissed for no reason? Go, all right, I'm healthy. Imagine if I got a diagnosis, I got fucking cancer tomorrow. Then my whole life would really have problems.
Sure.
Attitude of gratitude.
Attitude of gratitude.
Is that what? There's that phrase for that.
Yeah, you can't be angry when you're in gratitude.
Well, when I was sued for 4 years,
Right.
and I wasn't being sued anymore, I was the happiest guy for about 3 months. And then I went right back to my anxiety-ridden stasis for no reason.
Right.
At least I could explain why I was miserable before, because I was being sued. Someone might take a big chunk of my money. But after that was in my rearview mirror, after just a short period of time of happiness, I was back to that same level of, I might, something bad might happen to the kid, or I'm fighting with the wife about stupid shit, or I'm angry about this homeless encampment around the corner. I almost called a radio talk show to complain about homelessness.
I got to tell you, that one is very vibrant right now.
I could show you an email that I wrote to them today at Los Angeles, and I was going to complain on that radio show about it. But Dylan, anyway, I relate, but do you ever try and reset your brain by driving around and or in the house and go, hey, come on, I got it pretty good. I got an amazing podcast with 2 of my buddies.
Yeah.
My mom and dad are still alive.
Yeah.
I'm gainfully employed.
Yeah.
Beautiful wife.
A beautiful wife.
Yeah.
Beautiful
cat.
Dot
Who
drop.
doesn't need me to walk her all the time and doesn't come up to me and paw me for food and attention and walks. And I love the dog so much, but my God. The question is applicable. I would counter with, yes, it is important to take inventory of how blessed we are. But I would also say, like, people who are like, do you know that there are people harvesting iron ore right now, who are getting, inhaling chemicals and, all this stuff. And there's
someone's always got it worse than you, man.
But that's, I am very, very lucky to have never come close to that kind of life. So the normal for me has been set here. This is my normal. Mm-hmm. And, I shouldn't be so mentally fragile, but also I'm not harvesting iron ore, okay?
You're producing podcasts
in Los Angeles. It's just I understand.
Its own war zone.
Yeah.
Its own war
It's
zone.
hell in a different way.
I mean, my God.
I don't want to lump in with you two. Sometimes I just agree for yes and.
Yeah.
But it's a blessed life.
Oh, it's a blessed life. Of course it's a blessed life.
I'm still waiting for the bad part of your life. What's going on here? I know you got to walk some dogs and whatnot. And bring him back to the house worth $2.8 million.
I did think there'd be a climax.
It's got a swimming pool.
Well, speaking
it's probably dirty, though. They probably didn't have the pool cleaner over in a while. They should hire Pat.
No,
actually.
pool cleaner.
He doesn't clean pools.
Completely different science, Mr. Davis.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Have some respect.
We're really coming at Pat tonight.
I didn't mean
living creatures.
All right,
I don't just throw chlorine.
All right.
I knew when I said it.
We understand. You don't just fuck housewives and throw chlorine in water, okay?
Jesus Christ, Davis.
Speaking of pools, the pool guy did come on Thursday, so the pool is clean. And
There's got to be a number of clients who ask if you do that sort of thing.
They're not clients anymore if they did. Show some respect.
Fair enough.
It's like asking somebody at NASA if they know anything about Libras. No. Anyways, speaking of the pool, I thought it'd be a grand idea to have the boys over.
Oh, did we not get the invitation, Nick?
Did I?
Must have got lost in the mail.
I'm still boy. I can't. I would never expect to be invited to that.
You're not. It's a construct.
Yeah.
Stop.
What? Tell him to stop. I was the first one to admit I knew I would never be involved with that. He's still waiting for the end.
No. I'm talking about your gender.
Oh.
Jesus.
Right.
No, the reason why I did not invite you guys is because it was a very specific friend group.
I can handle myself with any group.
Could you have sat down for 3.5 games of Commander? Play mats and all?
He wins that round, Pat.
Could you guys have come over and seen my Joda Archmage Eternal deck in full force for 5 hours?
I thought it was a pool party.
If Pat and I both would have been there, we could have drank while you guys did that.
So
we would have annoyed them.
Yes. I was focused on the game. So I have people over, right? And I'm thinking, we got this backyard. Let's make the most of this. We've got the pizza oven. I'm going to get some good dough. I'll throw some pizza in there. I just make the most unbelievable pizzas in that thing. I mean, it just retains heat so marvelously, 800 degrees. The crust on these things. I mean, it's so crispy. The leoparding on the crust is just unbelievable.
Wood or gas?
Gas.
Oh, nice.
This is we talked about you got to use BetterHelp, use promo code Bachelor below deck.
Yeah.
Focus on solutions, not problems. It's right in front of him. Did you see how his demeanor changed when he talked about him cooking?
Put yourself in that place.
Yeah. No. Cook more. You got lost in it.
Don't have time. Can't cook. I've lost it. I can't make shallot pasta anymore. I used to be able to make that dish in my sleep. Made it the other night. Put too much wine. Tastes like fucking raspberries. It's fucking disgusting. I don't have enough time to do anything.
Talk about dough again.
Okay. So everybody comes over for a lovely day, and we've got this one new friend allergic to everything. Allergic to absolutely everything, including dogs. Have to keep the dogs upstairs for an hour or two, then bring them down. Then
give him his walking papers.
We go.
You guys are outside.
Yeah, we had to move outside so that he didn't get the sniffles because he was starting to get. I mean,
and the dog wasn't allowed. The dog should be allowed.
This is a friend of yours.
The dog,
a new friend.
The dog was upstairs for a moment. When we went outside, I let them in.
Soon to be old friend.
So, anyways, we watch a movie. We're making pizzas. The kid.
Oh, I thought we were just gonna be playing games all day.
Well, we decided 15 minutes to watch a movie.
See what a liar he is.
I'm not going to go. Guys, we just found out we just figured out we're gonna watch a movie. You've got to come over to see X.
Well, you made pizza too.
While we were playing Magic, can I?
And then there was X.
So.
DMX.
He's allergic to cheese as well. Also, definitely allergic to nuts. And I did, if I'm being honest, I did go, I can't do it with this person, right? I can't do this.
How do you, sorry,
So,
I don't like what derailed, but how do you meet this guy?
Well, Magic the Gathering tournament.
Oh, yeah.
And listen, he's a great kid, great family, very smart kid, lovely guy, just really, really bum unit.
Like 2 weeks ago, you were all excited about him, and now you find out. That's why this guy was available for friendship. He's cool, he's nice, great family, but deficiencies. He can't handle anything.
A lot of deficiencies. And I tell that story of a beautiful Saturday with some shroom pills, some joints, some Negronis, some playmats, and 100 cards going to war to put a button on the fact that there is nothing wrong. There is no climactic ending where it's just gone completely wrong. It's just this slight change in my environment, this completely new routine kind of, that has just, I mean, it's thrown me for a loop. It's just too much to handle.
Are you back at the apartment?
Tomorrow.
Wow. How long ago has this been?
8 days.
Wow. Wow. I feel you, buddy. Hey, do you mind if I jump in here?
I can't wait to hear it, but I had a thought for Dylan. I think part of the problem is you are like treading water. You've recently taken on a bunch of new responsibilities. We're adding stuff to what we do, and I think you're just trying to maintain rather than actually shooting for something. I think you want to write down, and with all these different avenues you have going on, say where you want to go. So you feel like you're reaching for something rather than just trying to stay above water.
Yeah.
That was poetic. I gave myself chills.
That was. I have chills too.
I've learned something about myself in the last couple of months. You know, you can always learn new things about yourself, even at the ripe old age of your late 40s.
Yeah, I learned recently that I'm a whiny little fragile bitch.
That you're just realizing that?
That was harsh.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You intentionally do it comedically and play it up. I think.
So what I realized
Get
about
fired up in a moment.
I realized
Thank
about
you.
myself,
I appreciate that.
Is something that I touched on a few moments ago, which is I don't know if it's the Irish in me. I don't know if it's the early childhood trauma that affected me. I always need something to push against, and if I don't have that, I will find it.
Are you talking about an enemy?
No, it can be a problem that needs to be solved. Something that, it could be something as simple as, in a few weeks, I need to go on a business trip. I hate getting on planes. So I will dread that. That will be the thing that is annoying me. And in my head, I'll go, once I get past that, my life is good, and I'll wake up every morning and be thankful.
Right.
But it never is, because I wake up and then my new obsession, of course, is the homeless encampment that won't go away.
Right.
I should just probably let it go.
It's not good for us.
But I can't. I have to avoid driving by that homeless encampment with 5 crackheads, the same 5 crackheads that have gamed the system.
Well, that's why you've been so motivated to spread the word on Karen Bass as mayor.
Right. Yeah. Did you hear the dumb thing she said at that debate the other night? She saw, boy, we could probably pull up the clip, but this won't be political. They asked her about homelessness, and she said, did you know there are 1,000 children living on the streets tonight with no home that are unhoused?
It's very
that
sad.
just came out of the foster system.
Yeah.
That are now drug addicted on the... Well, I guess they're not kids anymore, are they, Karen Bass? You just framed it as there's 1,000 kids. There are not 1,000 kids on the fucking streets. There's 67,000 fucking drug addicts and mentally ill people, half of which I've heard did come out of the foster system, but they're not children, Karen Bass. You're a fucking liar.
Well, okay.
Anyway.
I didn't mean to take you there.
Sorry.
We all hate her. I think that was a bad illustration of the point.
Yeah. Bad illustration of the point because an 18-year-old is still a child.
And
No, that's an
very
adult.
sad.
Not really.
My biggest
No,
problem,
that's an adult.
My biggest problem with that was 1,000. Yeah, right. B. Censored myself.
Bass.
Anyway,
Yeah.
back to my point. I'm stressed out of my
I don't like saying her
mind.
name.
I don't understand why. Look, I got my beautiful wife. I have a healthy daughter. We're trying to have a second kid. I got this beautiful renovation that's gone on for 6 months. I wake up in my boxer shorts and have 5 people in my living area.
Right.
And that's not him. He didn't misspeak. He wears boxer shorts, not boxer briefs. It's crazy.
So, anyway, so I've been stressed out of my mind. Today was one of those days. Dylan and I did a call for work related. It's fucking stressed me out. Does that stuff stress you out? We won't talk about the actual stuff.
No, not anymore.
Oh, okay. It stresses me out. Anyway, wife and I
Can't wait to talk about it.
We will eventually. Wife and I had a blowout today. And just, I'm like driving around this city. It's fucking 100 degrees and I am a miserable bastard despite being healthy, having my family healthy.
Yeah.
I should be thankful for everything, but I can't get my brain in the zone of being happy. And
You
just
can't
living-
get the attitude of gratitude.
I cannot get to that point.
Yeah.
So anyway, do you want to hear about the fight with the wife, or do you want to hear about the dinner party that I went to on Saturday of a random person that I met 3 weeks ago that invited my wife and I, and they said, yeah, why don't you come? Because they live the next street over. And what I thought was, because we have a common enemy, which is the way we bonded, is they walked by as they were walking their dog, and they said something about that homeless encampment, and I said, I call on it every 3 days, and they said, us too.
Right,
so we
right.
start bonding over our hatred of that homeless encampment.
Yeah.
But what I've learned is just because you have a common enemy does not mean you share anything else in common.
No,
and that's
no.
how the wife and I burned a Saturday night.
Right.
And it was a pretty awkward dinner engagement.
I do want to hear about this, but
Is this really a choose your own adventure where you get to choose?
because
Sure.
100% the dinner.
Definitely the dinner.
Oh yeah, definitely the dinner.
I would actually like to. Did you try? I believe they tried to rope him into an MLM.
The
Yeah.
wife and I were joking, like, what are these two up to? Because it's a girlfriend and a guy that have been together for 15 years. And she doesn't even live at the house where he lives. It's one of those crazy Los Angeles non-committal relationships, but they both are into each other's business. So what I didn't realize, we headed over there around 6 o'clock with the kid because we couldn't get a babysitter. I had 2 great bottles of wine with me.
Would you ever ask one of us to babysit?
No, come on now.
Why not?
Well, you're not really nurturing. Dylan, if I can be perfectly honest, I have never seen you with a little kid. You're always very awkward with children. Same goes for you, Nick.
I'm actually very nurturing.
I'm extremely nurturing, and I'm really good with children.
Here's the good news. Could that turn around eventually? Absolutely. But
I don't want to.
well, that's
Yeah,
exactly why
no,
I couldn't.
yeah,
allow
no,
it.
I
You
don't.
have to want to.
Yeah, no, I don't.
I would if you asked at no charge, I'd be very honored. I would never suggest that you asked me.
Yeah.
That would be embarrassing for myself. But
Right.
I'm very nurturing with kids and children and animals. They see me and they smile. And
Yeah.
I've talked to you how I've told you guys how you speak to them like an adult.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
We'd start talking about
Politics.
why is Mackenzie Dern and Yao Jinan the main event this weekend.
The
Ellie.
UFC stuff.
Yeah.
Can I,
Anyways, yeah.
So this couple is like,
We're nurturing.
all right, you can be. Maybe I'll let you watch Ellie in a couple years.
No, I don't.
Why
Go
don't you
ahead.
bring it up. All right.
Remember how I would walk Chewy and I'd just have one-on-one time and leave my phone at home? Very nurturing.
It's different from a kid.
Barely.
Ellie's mean to me. Like, that's why I'm not good with Ellie.
She doesn't like anybody. She's like her mother. So
Yeah.
we meet this couple, and get this. all I ever talk about with the wife is, hey, wouldn't it be nice if we had some neighborhood friends and we can go over and have a twilight dinner or something with a few bottles of wine, get to know some new people. Right. Well, the week leading up to this, do you know what the number one thing that I was dreading all week?
The dinner.
Yes.
Yeah.
So everything that I thought I wanted, all I'm wanting to do is avoid it and hope they cancel. What?
You went to a place.
What's that?
Which you shouldn't do. I think.
Oh, I went to a place.
He was confused by the siren when you pointed.
Yeah. I went to a place. And while it was all nice and I can't talk too much smack, it ended up being a political discussion.
Dinner with Schmucks.
Oh, you're thinking about what to divulge.
Well, let's just say he's a Trump guy.
Aye.
And hey, look, it's fine. But I didn't realize that we were gonna, just because we bonded over the homeless thing doesn't mean I'm ready to start yucking it up over politics. And then you start finding a lot of information about the person that you've decided to spend 2.5 hours with. He's not a people person. And his girlfriend had pointed out, he hasn't had anybody here in 10 years. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, what's that say about me that I'm invited here?
You were at their house, too?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Crazy first date place.
Oh, yeah, crazy house, too. So then he proceeds to tell me that he tells me why he hates both his neighbors on either side of him, and it's one of those things where I'm absolutely disagreeing with him and know that he's absolutely in the wrong.
They're black and Asian.
Oh my God, dude, this sounds so horrible.
It's why you don't go places. You just, Netflix exists and wine exists. Stay home in your bed. We live in Southern California. Open up the window and just have that cool breeze. You don't need to get to know new people. And it was at this time I realized I don't need any new friends in my life. I have enough. I tried to extend myself. And by the way, these were not bad people. They have political opinions that they want to jam down your throat.
Sure.
But here was the kicker.
Which is that doesn't make somebody a bad person, but it does make them an annoying person.
So this was the weird one.
Regardless of party affiliation, what are you fucking doing talking to me about politics this emphatically?
Because
on
of the
night
homeless
one?
encampment, he thought. I'm like, we all hate the homeless encampments.
Right.
So this was the kicker.
You hate pickled herring? I hate pickled herring. You guys should come over for dinner.
Come over.
And then we'll talk about red herrings.
So this is kind of towards the end of the night. And he's like, hey, I got some good tequila in the bar. I said, okay. So we start going into the house because we haven't been in the house all night. We're in the courtyard in the front.
You're not a tequila person.
No, I'm not, but I'm just trying to be gracious and nice. And before I step foot on the hardwood floors, he says, shoes off.
Yeah.
And the wife's got the kid too. Ellie's 2.5.
Yeah.
And I said, okay. And I go to step in with my no shows. He says socks too.
Oh my.
Socks.
Oh
no.
My
I said
God.
socks. And I'm joking around. He says, do you know how much bacteria is on people's attire? And he goes, and her too. Points to the daughter.
A hypochondriac Trump supporter?
It is.
That's what I'm realizing.
What?
He's a fucking germaphobe.
He's a Bubble Boy Trump fan?
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Now, hey, we're not getting into politics.
What a
I don't care who you vote
unicorn.
for.
He's like, hey, where are you guys' masks?
Oh, no, hates masks. Was bragging about... Get this. He starts telling me the story. This one I knew I was in trouble. We're there for about 20 minutes. They brought out this beautiful charcuterie board.
Yeah.
I'm having a
now,
great
when
time.
you said it the way you thought it was correct, it was still wrong, but I love charcuterie. But go ahead.
Oh, okay. So get this. He starts telling me about the mask thing. He goes, I went into Costco. I had to get some new tires. I guess they sell tires there. I won't walk into a Costco. And he goes,
wait, whoa. Why not?
I don't like the $50 fee. I don't like the sadness of families rolling around there trying to get a fucking bargain. It's too much of a hassle. And Dylan, you want to talk about a place you don't want to go places? That place.
I just wanted to pry a little bit because I never go to Costco.
Oh, I never. Well, the wife had it, and for 6 months, we made the pilgrimage there every Sunday when we bought the house. We'd buy our whatever wine and ba-ba-da-ba, and the lines of there, and just all the annoying people jockeying for position and the samples. It's all sad.
Yeah, the issue with Costco is...
You don't have your tracks anymore?
No.
You love buying wholesale. That's the issue with Costco. You don't have the tracks.
No, I don't have the tracks.
Do you know what I'm
anymore.
talking about?
Well, the Prius has plenty of room. But what are you talking about?
One time on the Corolla Drinks After show, you said, I bought a Chevy Trax because I love buying wholesale, and I thought it was like the funniest line ever.
I don't even get the joke.
Because it had a big back seat or something. It really made me
Oh.
laugh. You wrote it for someone else. I'm sorry. I can't believe
No,
you don't
no,
remember
no.
that.
No,
I've,
no,
thought,
no.
I've laughed
It's-
at that for years.
I don't know. The Corolla Drinks After show was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Let me just wrap this up.
Well, we've got a couple minutes left, so I do.
I got a good wrap up story.
Okay.
At the end.
The issue with Costco: no markings. It's too tough to navigate unless you're a real pro. You know, if you're like a bowler equivalent to a Costco, somebody that goes there all the time, you know where stuff is.
Sure.
Aside from that, you have this massive warehouse with these tiny little laminated signs that tell you vaguely what's in that aisle. So people are very, very aloof, walking around wide-eyed, looking up at things, and the carts are 15 times the size of a normal cart. It's far, far too stressful. People are walking around. Why do you need to check the receipt? You're not checking the receipt. You know,
when you're walking out.
There's a queue going all the way back to the brisket right now because you guys are checking receipts off. I just don't get it. Anyways, what happened?
Oh, yeah. So I knew I was fucked when he started saying that, I don't wear a mask. Through the entire pandemic, I never wore one. And he says, hey. And I go, well, what happened? I was kind of at least curious. And he says, I get some dirty looks, but basically, people, the workers wouldn't say anything.
Is he a
Except for
big
when he
guy?
went- No, he looks like he was a model when he was in his 20s, though I saw some pictures passing by.
Faded beauty.
He's a coder, by the way, so he works from home. So I had to see his man cave, too. Anyway, he goes, the only time he ever actually got in a lot of trouble was when he went to Costco to pick up those tires. And I guess they were going to put them on his car or something.
Yeah.
And they said, you can't come in here if you're not wearing a mask.
Right,
and he got in a fight.
Oh, okay.
And they threw him out. Like,
Yeah.
some of that footage where they put the duct tape around a guy on a plane, like trying to punch his
Sure.
hairline.
Hannibal Lectered him out.
Yeah.
So, we leave there about 9:30.
Quick Hannibal Lecter job.
And I was like thinking, all right, well, that was at least something different. But one of those things where I'll never do that again.
Well, now you have a problem on your hands, right? Because of the proximity. You're going to see them out. They're going
Right.
to see you out.
Mm-hmm.
There's never going to be another invite.
No.
I don't think. I mean, definitely not from you, but what happens if they invite you over
I
again?
thought
Just put a
through.
big elephant on your lawn.
I thought it through.
You know what you have to do? Put, no joke, if you can stomach it, slap a Karen Bass sign out there. There is no way they will ever invite you over for dinner ever again. Or something like Black Trans Lives Matter, or something like Mask Saves Lives.
Look, if I have
What?
to do that to avoid another uncomfortable dinner,
Do it.
I will.
Oh my God, yeah.
He's like, I'll take the homeless gambit over these schmucks.
Ay. That sounds awful.
So sorry for the boring story. I was going
No,
to
I mean,
talk
my-
about the blow up my wife and I had, but I'll save that for another show.
My story's boring too. It boils down to we're doing fine, and have a lot of complaints.
I don't
about
have anything to complain about.
Yeah.
I've got a nice,
Except for that.
uplifting zombie story
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Okay.
to
yeah.
wrap it up.
Yeah.
So, basically every day I wake up and I walk to the gas station down the street and I buy a Celsius just to get out of the house. Oftentimes one of the routes I would take with Chewy, but I'm going to
Yeah.
stop bringing that up because it's making
That
me
gas
sad.
station is highway robbery, by the way.
Oh,
It's-
yeah.
Oh, the prices.
$6 for a Diet Coke.
No. What? No. For the petrol.
Oh, yeah.
Because
It's like,
it's literally steps away from the 101, so they're like,
Oh, yeah.
ugh.
I actually
You
recently
feel good about yourself charging people $6.70 for basic?
Hell
You
yeah.
feel
I have a
good?
bunch of rental properties, dude.
I think
That's what I tell ya.
I think actually most of their things are a little overpriced. In fact, I was paying $3.60 for my Celsiuses. I just recently told them at the liquor store a block away. They
Yeah.
give them to me for $3. I get them for $3 now.
Okay.
I love everything is negotiable. You think if
course.
there's a price on something,
Well, it's price matching. That's an incredible negotiation tactic.
60 cents a day, 365 days a year.
It's a savings.
That's like
It's like
$243.
$5.
100%.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so when I walk past there's right around the corner from the place. I don't know who owns it. It must be some drug den because they don't care about their front little boulevard.
Yeah.
And so it's just ripe for zombies. This was just today. This isn't the story, but this guy was showering with a water bottle right on the sidewalk.
All right.
And as you can see, I can't walk on the sidewalk.
Yeah, no, 'cause
unless I want
he's-
to contract a disease.
Well, he's cleaning his dick right now with a water bottle, so you can't really. You wouldn't want to encroach on that kind of thing, I don't think.
Yeah, no, but I also would like to send the message that this is our sidewalk, not just his.
Sure.
But I didn't. I
Yeah.
walked and I put my camera in 4K. I put it on wide angles lens, and then I walk past like this, so you can't tell I'm filming me. It's
Is he beating off or cleaning his dick?
I think he's cleaning his dick.
Okay.
He had been pouring water all over himself. But
Yeah.
Sunday morning, I walked down there to get my Celsius, and I go in, and there's a young lady who wears a hijab. We've developed a great rapport.
Yeah.
And as I'm walking out, a car pulls up. It looked like a decent, like, blue BMW or something. And a well-dressed guy.
Mark of an asshole, that BMW logo.
But at least in my eyes.
That's a big part of the population, Dylan, to be marking as a douchebag.
Well, I mean, I'll couch it with most.
And if you're not an asshole, you're at least chuggy. I mean, why are you buying a BMW?
Or you're an old Jewish person who drives very slow.
Despite all these things we have said it indicates, it also indicates to me that you're probably not a zombie, right?
Yeah.
Guy gets out, well-dressed, capris,
Yeah.
T-shirt, African-American, dreads tied up in a nice thing. He goes, hey, do they have a public bathroom? It's an emergency. I don't know what Good Samaritan mood I was in.
Yeah.
I was like, no, they don't. I've actually seen them say no to people, but I also know they have a bathroom, and we have a great rapport.
Right.
Because there's open.
Oh, you're going to help him out?
Yeah. So I
Oh, man.
I walk in there.
Yeah.
You co-signed on a zombie.
I didn't even co-sign. I didn't even tell her what I was doing. I go, oh, do you guys have a bathroom?
Oh, my God.
And she goes,
Oh, God.
she goes, oh, yeah, because she thought it was me.
Oh, your relationship is going to be
Oh,
pretty,
so strained.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. So strange.
She goes,
You deserve it, too.
She goes, actually, yeah, we do. It's not public, but here's the key. And it was an emergency. So I was
Such a
in a hurry.
welcoming into the inner circle. That is such a big thing.
I should have
Oh, my God.
easily just let her make the call.
Can I tell you what this is? That Nick's been going to a hot nightclub, and the door guy knows him. He's always bringing in hot chicks.
Yeah.
And then one night on a Saturday, he shows up with like 4 fatties. It's a bait and switch job because he calls in. He says, "Hey, I'll be bringing some girls again tonight because your job is to bring in girls."
See, so I was
And
like,
now-
Very bad analogy.
No,
yeah, it's such a bad analogy and it's so offensive. And I was like, oh man, I hope he's talking about like big guys, because that would be like the worst thing ever.
Yeah,
And
he
then
brought a bunch of guys
yeah,
together.
and then Pat continued with it. Hey, I got 4 chicks, and they were those were the fatties. He was
And
like,
it was a bad analogy, but it was an analogy. I'm not ready to take it.
God damn it!
I think
God damn it!
I think it's pretty legit because
They're
she
pissed
did-
at me. I'm not going to be allowed in the club anymore. I get it.
Yeah, bait and switch. You know.
Fair enough. As I'm walking towards him, I was like, man, I should have said something to her, but I felt like he had seen me. Now I can't turn around.
Yeah.
So I hand him the key.
Oh man.
And then Mr. Emergency starts digging in his car and really taking his sweet ass fucking
Oh
time.
no!
So
She any aluminum foil?
football
Oh no!
happens all Sunday,
Yeah.
and this must have been like,
Oh, you just leave the scene of the crime.
yeah.
Yeah.
So this must
Find a
have,
new gas station, dude.
this must have been like 7:30.
There is a guy with a gun, and he's standing in front of a bank, and he's like, I want to rob this place, but I don't have any ammunition. And
He said, I need some. It's an emergency.
Nick sticks a clip in the bottom of his. That's a terrible fucking analogy too. It's just I'm a fucking terrible pod tonight.
So
Yeah.
I walk away. This is about 7:30 a.m. About 5 p.m. rolls around. I had the boys over. We did a live stream for NFL Sunday. We
Right.
need some more beers and claws. So I go,
Right,
and
right,
I didn't even
right.
tell him. I just left right when the Packers won before the onside kick.
Can I guess what happened?
No. Or yeah, you can, but I bet you won't.
She's dead.
Oh damn, you did know. No, she's alive.
Okay.
She was still working, which long shift. It was like 10 hours.
Yeah.
And I go, I thought as a joke, I thought I'm making funny banter. I go, so did you ever get the key back? And she goes, Yeah, he was in there for an hour. He showered in there. It was a mess, like a big wet dog went in there. But she did get the key back. So I think ultimately net positive for everyone.
Did you apologize?
Oh yeah. I was like, and if fucking people come at me for giving racial descriptors, it's a very important part of the story. And if anybody says that, you probably tell stories for shit and no one knows what the fuck is going on. I'm painting a picture, but I said to her, I was like, if you were alone, you just would have said no. And she laughed. She's like, definitely.
Right.
So it all worked out.
Oh, that's sorry. That's the story of Nick being a fucking ally.
He's an ally. If we're gonna end the show,
I don't see color.
Can I tell a 30-second story that's very similar to hers? And I promise I'll make it 30. All right, first year out here, 1997. Driving my.
Don't make it 30 seconds. Just take your time.
No. All right, so I'm driving my Plymouth Reliant, where it was 1984 Plymouth Reliant. The car's falling apart. I live in Hollywood. I work at the recording studio, and I live in a shitty apartment with 8 guys that are all on the road with various music artists, and we call the tent city. Anyway, my life was in shambles. I drive by Highland Boulevard and I see a guy chasing another guy going, stop, give it back. And I told the guy, I pull over to the car, I go, get in. I'm going to be a good Samaritan. And so we're cruising. This guy, we're tracking, we're driving. He starts running up Franklin. And I turned to the guy and I said, what'd he steal from you? And he said, man, he stole crack from me.
I think I saw that guy in Cops. He asked for his crack back, and I got arrested.
Yeah, it's so funny that one of the places that I work, it's a studio space in Culver City, and we were talking to the owner, who's running for city council because she's had it, right? And she said the other day, sometimes they use the studio space for children's music lessons. Mm-hmm. There's like 3 or 4 kids in there, and some guy just walks in, his fucking pants are like his ass is out and unwashed. And he goes, help! And he's bleeding down his shoulder. And she goes, oh my God, what happened? And he goes, this guy stabbed me. She was like, get out! She helped a little bit, but it was another dispute over crack. They were fighting over crack.
Hey, listeners, let me know where I need to move this year. Please, let me know a safe place where I don't need to fear for my family's safety.
Yeah, whatever tourism board is listening, all you have to do is just mention grocery stores wherein people don't walk in with blood on them and steal shit with complete impunity. Yeah, there's tons of stuff you can easily market to us Los Angelinos.
Or dupe you into using their bathroom and then take a full shower.
Right,
well, that was your bad, dude.
All right, so in summation, it is insane how lucky
we
all of us
are.
It's just crazy.
I wake up every morning and I say, thank you. Thank you.
Do you have to luck upon a good Samaritan who is an ally, who does not see color, to get somebody to allow you into a gas station bathroom so that you can bathe? No, we don't need to do that.
How about me?
I used to.
I helped that guy track down that crack guy who stole his crack.
Right.
Look.
Yeah, life could be tough, and it's not tough for us. But routine is important. So every Saturday or Sunday, whenever this podcast comes out, get your earbuds ready, hit subscribe, and also join us on Patreon for lots of yummy content. And the new show, Bad TV, is called Bad TV. So search
and it's free.
And it's free. So search Bad TV, subscribe, 5 stars. We love you guys very much. I'm Dylan saying goodbye. Nick, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Pat, say goodbye.
Bye, guys.